Hey everybody, what is going on? I am Maximus Rex and this is Big Baby Reviews. Today is Wildcard Sunday, and even within Wildcard Week, we're going to look at something even more different from the stuff we've been looking at this week, and that we'll be looking at Monday and Tuesday as well. So what you've got before you here is a double album by the band MadParish from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. This is the collector edition double album of The Dust of Forever, which was just released a few months ago. Full disclosure, right off the bat, I have been a member of MadParish, the band, a couple of times. So originally back in the day, so from 2010 to 2015, I played bass in MadParish and I participated in the recording of their first album, Procession. After 2015, moved on to other projects and musical projects, and eventually made my way back to MadParish in 2022, this time playing drums. And they were just kind of in the final stages at that point of finishing up this album and getting everything together. And again, full disclosure, I helped kind of basically format the artwork for this album, and you know, the front cover, the back cover. I did not produce any of the actual artwork. That distinction goes to Neil Skinner, who I'm going to talk about more obviously when we look at some of the stuff in the collector's edition and the actual album artwork. So like I said, I helped format it and stuff, but this is the collector edition. I have not seen it yet. I have not opened it. Prior to this, Josh, the singer, was kind of insistent on wanting to show me, and I was like, no, I got to keep it for the show. So I have not looked at this, and this will be an official kind of unboxing of the album. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and as I open it up, and talk more specifically as well as some of the stuff that's been added in, and again, very specifically about the comic book. So 100 limited copies is what I have here. So I've got 24 of 100 with gold numbering, includes the comic book, the patch, and the autographed print. So if you go for the double album, that's what you're going to get. It's a pretty decent price. Check out the MadParish website for more information on that and for orders if you're interested in something like this. And like I said, I'll describe what the album is. MadParish themselves are kind of a, rock, metal, progressive band, I guess is how we describe ourselves. And hopefully I could show you a little bit of that magic here and get you interested enough to go and check it out for yourselves. The MadParish does have a YouTube channel that you can check out, and we've recently put out a bunch of videos for this album here. Do want to remind you, I did not actually participate or play on this album. I'm just learning the songs to play them live. I've participated again in the videos as far as, in the video, and having done a bit of animation and, editing and directing for some of those videos as well. You can check all those out at the MadParish YouTube channel again, or MadParish. They have an official website that you can check out online. So let's get to it. First things first, we're going to take it out of the first kind of envelope it comes in. Collector's edition. So what do we got here? The sticker's actually on this plastic here. And you get the Dust of Forever MadParish. Redeem at madparishbandcamp.com. So I guess this is also your digital copy, your access to a digital copy of the double album. Very cool. Let me just find a place to put this aside here. Okay, so got this collector's edition envelope as well that holds the album here. Good sturdy quality paper. I've not seen a lot of vinyls come in this kind of envelope. So let's open her up. Hopefully I can do this without... Oh man, I don't want to rip that sticker. Oh no, that's the only way I can get to it, eh? All right, guys, let's see if I can do this under pressure on camera. How am I supposed to get this off without... Enjoy the struggle you're seeing me go through here, guys. Oh, man. Oh, there we go. That's giving a bit of give. This is going to make for a riveting video, right? Oh, dear God. I don't have anything on hand here to slide under there. Don't want to just rip it open. Should I edit this out? Oh, God. Oh, God. Just going for it. Screw it. Oh, come on. All right, well. Oh, really should have planned for this and gotten a proper tool. Oh, dear God. Just mangled it. Oh, just get it open, Christ. All right, guys. So I've just made an editorial decision to cut out the absolute horror and murder of the collector's edition envelope. I don't think you guys could, you collectors out there could stand to see that on camera. So I'm not going to put you through that. Here's what I get when I open up the collector's edition envelope. So we've got some handy dandy MadParish stickers here. I'll be showing you the album, of course, but real quick, this is the album cover, and this is the interior album art. All right, again by Neil Skinner. You get the actual MadParish comic book, 48 full color pages. Called in this case the Experience Hunter Chronicles. Remember, the album's The Dust of Forever. And again, Neil Skinner, cover art and interior art as well. Numbered with the collector's edition at 24. Here you get a signed print. That's what it is. Now, I'm not quite sure how this is going to show up on camera, so I'll try to kind of move it around. Right? So it's kind of a representation of some of the album artwork here, and basically silver on gold. If I'm not mistaken, there's gold on silver, and there's a few different variations there. And what you get here is every band member who participated on the album's signature. It's kind of a limited print, I guess. And one more piece of merch here that you get in this awesome collector's edition is the MadParish Dust of Forever cover album patch. So there you go. Or album cover patch, I should say. Sew that onto your jean jacket. So the album itself is a double album. It's definitely a concept album that relates to the comic book, not just tangentially, but pretty directly, with certain themes and titles and stuff present in the music, being present in the artwork and in the story of the comic book as well. When you open this guy up, you've got the interior artwork. Our character out in the desert all by himself. Pretty cool image there. Definitely harkens back to, you know, kind of classic rock 70s prog albums. I definitely think that's part of the fun of what these guys worked on this album and what they worked into this album. Right? So you get 2 vinyls. Side A, side B. Now, are these sealed? No, they are not. So let's have a look. Oh, very cool. So this one's red. Let's get that back in there. And the second vinyl, which in this case is blue. Very cool. All right, hopefully this goes as well as the first one, and then we could start taking a look at what we're really here for, the comic book. And there we go. I'm of the opinion that this tape is just going to ruin the comic, so I'll throw that out. I've had too many accidents taking chances. So there you go, guys. Here's the finished product for the actual comic book. Gotta say, it looks great. It's got a square bound spine. 48 pages makes sense. Feels like a real kind of solid comic book. Cardstock cover. Pretty nice, slick texture. Print quality is great. So yeah, full disclosure, once again, as far as, you know, the album goes and the comic book goes, I've got a credit down here, Design Max Rex. That goes for, you know, formatting and designing, you know, for the album cover, formatting the comic book, so for the printer, things like that, doing a little bit of editing. You know, the full credit goes to, for the actual comic book, to Josh McConnell, who's the singer of MadParish, and writes a lot of the music, and about half the stuff on this is him, with the other half being Bob Eaglesham, the guitar player and backup singer. Artwork throughout is by Neil Skinner, mentioned him before, and there was some editing by Raul Stafford, who helped out a little bit. And yeah, so basically what you're getting is, you know, a sci-fi space epic here. So what I will say, you know, I don't want to give away too much about the story. You know, there's elements reminiscent of, you know, all the best sci-fi, if you're into sci-fi, all the best sci-fi that you're probably into. There's elements of 2001, Space Odyssey, you know, a little bit of Dune, a little bit of Star Wars for sure. I mean, a lot of these influences are in all kind of science fiction. They're kind of hard to avoid, right? But what I wanted to say generally about just the story and the flow of the story and the art is just, you know, how competent it is in its job of, you know, number one, telling the story, right? I love the page designs. They're interesting. They're very open. You know, sometimes you've got closed panels, sometimes you got open panels. He uses the phylacteries and the lettering very often to transition from one panel to the other, to cut off the actual border of the panel. And again, it's a clever idea that really helps to open up, you know, where it's almost like every page is composed of many images, but really form one kind of whole, very consistently throughout the story. So I really like that aspect of it. I like the simple kind of hatching he uses all throughout. The color consistency, his character designs as well, very cool. I talked about some animation that I did for some of the videos. Some of that animation is pulled from these images in here, not specifically these pages, I'll try to point out. But again, if you want to check out the latest batch of videos, there's one called Bishop's Tomb, there's one called Locked, L-O-C-H-E-D, and there's one called An Age to Quell. And two of those at least feature some fun animation, and An Age to Quell features specifically animation that I created. But yeah, again, the reading direction and clarity all throughout this comic is great. I think the colors as well, I got to mention. Another cool character design, this guy, Cadfael is called. I think his design is really cool. And yeah, the color palette and the color choices, I think, really complement the subject matter. From scene to scene, you get, you know, dominant colors change, and really the style just keeps you engrossed in the story as you go along. And it's just, it's even in instances where there's a lot of dialogue, it's not a slodge to read for some reason. There's just, I find there's an openness and a flow to the pages and the story that just really works well. So these are some of the shots here that are in the animation in the Age to Quell video. Just a very clever use of the phylactery, again, that I don't see very often. It's kind of different here. To me anyways, and really helps to keep the flow and again keep you moving through the story. The visuals are great. Again, the character designs I think are great. These characters were reproduced in live action in some of the MadParish videos you can check out once again. Some inventive design here, you know, the city on an asteroid. I talked about that in the Pit comic, right? So here's another kind of variation of that. So yeah, check out my Pit reviews for that. But just, yeah, those open panels and the switch from one to the other, it could get very chaotic, you know, if it wasn't so well controlled here and so well done. And the story flow clearly defined, you know, clearly enough that your eye is not confused as to where to go and what's happening. And again, placement of the lettering is super important. You've got great coloring in this, you know, sequence here. Here's another sequence from the animation as well. Inventive ship designs, you know, once again, I just very kind of almost fully saturated colors and slightly psychedelic choices, which are always kind of stuff that I like. Some more odd and interesting character designs. But like I said, overall, what impresses me is the consistency of this work. It creates its own world. The world building is already very evocative. It's very well defined. And again, just the openness of the pages, the various different angles he chooses to, show us. The noise effects that he uses, just the consistency of the artwork and the storytelling is what really impresses me about this comic, or what really impressed me when I first saw it, right? Just like I said, it was all complete. I just had to, edit a few words and format it for print. That was basically my job here. And so we're getting to the end. There's one particular, I don't want to give away too much of the story, but there's one particular sequence that I really like. And I'll give you more info on that once we get to it. But basically the executioner, you will see, there's a mystery there and will be revealed as a woman, which is an integral part of the story here, and integral part of the story of the Dust Forever album as well. And then finally they call on this character here that I really like, the Cathedron, who's kind of like a giant robot that comes out of the ground or the water just when needed. He's almost like their version of Voltron or Goldorak, if anyone out there knows about the Goldorak Japanese cartoon that was imported here in Quebec in the late 70s, early 80s. And basically he's just a giant church, robot church. His head is like a church. I feel a special connection to the Cathedron, not to take anything away from Neil, but he actually is not an original design by Neil. He's an original design by, oh God, why am I blanking on his name right now? Mike Dubish. Yes, comic book illustrator. Excuse me, Mike. Yeah, he's done work for Dark Horse and mainstream publishers before. You can check him out on Facebook. But Mike Dubish actually created the artwork for the first MadParish album Procession, the cover art. And there's an actual one-page comic book in that album as well that Mike Dubish created. And he's the original creator of the look of Cathedron. Now we've got a very psychedelic kind of spacey sequence here, which I really like. A little bit reminiscent of the Star Child, right? From 2001. And that's the end of our story that I don't want to give too much away about. So there you go, guys. That is my review of the MadParish comic book, the Experience Hunter Chronicles, as well as the accompanying, in this case, the comic accompanies the album, MadParish, The Dust of Forever double album. So if you want to check out MadParish, check them out online. So check out MadParish. You go to madparishmetal.com online, and you can also check out their videos on YouTube. Check out MadParish. That is the official name of their channel. So that is it for today's review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I am Maximus Rex. This is Big Baby Reviews. If you are subscribed and you are still watching, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. If you're watching but you're not subscribed, please do so below. It takes but a second for you. Really helps the channel out, helps us grow, helps get us out there to other people who are into comic books, or in this case, prog rock concept albums just like us. So everyone out there, have a great Sunday and hope you have an awesome day. King Comics presents Big Baby Volume 1, Issues 1 to 13, 204 pages of story and art. King Comics also presents Star Crasher one-shot, 32 pages, cosmic sci-fi surrealist adventure. You can find these fine comics at KingComics.CA, at MaximusRex13 on Instagram, or on Facebook, MaxRex or Big Baby. Like!